Hi, everyone. Oh my God, I was just thinking in my head, right? Anyway, but how is everybody doing today? I hope you're having a great weekend. My Saturday started really good, and I'm here now. I went to I just came back from, excuse me, I just came back from an open house. I went to go check out some homes for some of my buyers are looking for homes. So if you live in Texas, before I start my topic today about Carmelo, Anthony, and Lala, if you live in Texas and you're looking for an agent, if you want to sell your home, if you want to buy a home, let me know. Contact me, message me, or follow me on IG at Naomi Abu on IG at Naomi Abu, and I work under, or I'm under JB Goodwin in Texas. So if you're looking for a home or you want to sell your home, contact me. And welcome to Naomi Abu Speaks Her Mind on YouTube. And hold on, have you hit the subscribe button? If you're watching me right now and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. But my Saturday is going well. Went to go check out some open houses, nice homes in Austin, Texas, really beautiful homes in some really nice areas. So, and then I came back home, saw some stuff on social media and things that I've been kind of pushing off to also talk about. But today I want to talk about, do you guys ever, today I want to talk about Carmelo Anthony, the former NBA player, great former NBA player. He's retired now, right? If you watch sports, especially basketball, he played during Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, I think Chris Bosh, I think so. During that time, it hasn't been retired for a long time. I think it maybe like 5 years or less than 5 years ago. And yeah, but LeBron is still playing. LeBron is not retired yet, King James. So if you follow basketball, you know, like, or if you follow like his life, and if you were in the social media era during when he was married, during the time he was married to Lala Vasquez, I think the U is silent. You during the time they were married, I'm sure we all heard a lot of stories, right, about his ways, right? I don't know them like that. I just knew him in his basketball life. And Lala, they met when Lala was working for MTV, and we were all a bit younger then. Lala is a bit older than him, maybe like 5 or more than 5 years older than him, or less. But we know she's older. But that doesn't even matter. So we know how most athletes, I'm not going to say all athletes, I cannot generalize people, you know what I'm saying? So you know how, I'm sorry, athletes, but most athletes, especially the men, we all know. I dated an athlete for 2.5 years, an NFL player, and then we have a kid together. The best thing that ever happened to me. And before that, I did date a basketball player. And that is another story, and another day I'm going to talk about the basketball player where before I just got into this country then. And man, mama was hot, mama was young, mama was killing it then. In 20, 21 years old, and this was during the basketball player I met then was during the time that Michael Jordan played. I'm not going to mention anybody's name. Even my daughter's father that played in the NFL retired and passed now, may he so rest in peace. I'm not going to mention him. I'm not going to be calling people's names when I'm talking about anything. I do not kiss and tell, but I tell my stories, but I will never mention him because they have family members, okay? And I'm not going to say anything bad about people that have come across in my way. No, I'm not saying negative stuff. But anyway, Carmelo Anthony was married to Lala Vasquez, and she became Lala Anthony. I think that's her name now. She never changed it after their divorce. But anyway, there were rumors that were like, not rumors, because in the end, he had a baby on her, you know. There were stories then like he was cheating. There would be proof on social media, everything. She would break up. She would break up with him. She would get back. She break up. They got married. They were back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And people used to say, why isn't she leaving? If a man cheats on me, no. If a man cheats on you, it's not. Most people don't leave. It's easier said than done. I've been there and I've done it. You come back. And I always say, don't ever tell your friend when they're dating or when they're married, for them to leave their relationship. Give them the best advice, but don't ever say, leave, 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 leave. The more you tell them to leave, they're not going to leave. Most people will not leave. Even their own family members will tell them to leave. You cannot, they said, if the shoe fits. So there's a proverb that says, whoever is wearing the shoe is the person that knows where it hurts, the part that hurts in the shoe. If you wear a shoe and it hurts, nobody's going to tell you, girl or guy, that shoe that you're wearing hurts your feet. You're the one that's going to be able to tell someone, oh my God, so place on my feet hurt because of that shoe. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for social media then when Carmelo was cheating on Lala. I remember like when I would read Carmelo, they'd be like, oh my God, why is she staying? Blah, 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 blah. If it was me, I would not stay. I would not stay. I think she succumbed to social media a lot of times when they'll be like, they're not together anymore. You know, she will even speak about how she's not with him and blah, blah, blah. But is she going to file for divorce? And most times she never did. And then before you know it, they get back together. It's okay. She was giving him chances. You know what I'm saying? My mom always says, when they're young, we're a lot more mature than them. So imagine getting married to someone that's 25 and you're 25 years old as a woman, and the guy is 25. Or let's just say it's 35, because guys, 25 and below, even a lot of guys are in their 30s, are still growing compared to the women in their 30s. Okay? No fault of their own. It's just science and what we all say and see, right? So I don't like to fault men because I have brothers. I have 3 younger brothers, grown men. And sometimes they still act like kids. So I try to put myself in other people's shoes. So I'm not like a guy or men basher. I'm not bashing men. But I say it like I see it, or what I think, my opinion, right? So, hold on. I lost my train of thought. Okay. I was like, imagine, let's just say you're 35, a woman is 35 years old, and marry a guy that is 35. I'm sorry to say, she's still going to be more mature than the guy, right? So imagine, I think Carmelo Anthony got married to Lala in his 20s, right? It wasn't in his 30s, in his 20s, maybe. 20s for sure. And he was young for a big-time basketball player. My question is always, I listen to this guy on YouTube, JD Black, and he says, he thinks it's a very, very bad idea for athletes to be getting married while they're still playing. And I thought about it, I'm like, I've thought about that before, and I've said that before. Because these are like guys that most women, let's say it like it is. I know some women now, please, if you're listening and you're watching, whether you agree or disagree, leave comments. I'm going to read your comments. Tell me what you feel. Tell me what you think. Give me your own opinion about this matter. Because I know some women are going to say, not every woman, that's why I said a lot of women, not every woman want athletes. Yes, not every woman want athletes, but a lot of women. And these men know, these athletes, not only athletes, like if you're famous, like America is a basketball country. Just like it is a football country, America is a basketball country. And basketball is international. Like football, there are a lot of American NFL players that will go international, that will travel abroad, and most people won't know who they are. But basketball players, especially if you're big like Carmelo Anthony, people will know who you are. You know what I'm saying? I was in middle school in Nigeria, boarding school, and our main sports that everybody was obsessed about, and the athletes abroad that people were obsessed about, were the American basketball players. The young boys wanted to be like them, dunk like them, play like them, wear their basketball sneakers. Even me, I played basketball, but I was Air Jordans, Michael Jordan shoes, you know what I'm saying? Scottie Pimpin, and, you know, Akeem. Akeem Olajuwon, you know. So basketball players are big time. And Carmelo Anthony, he was and still is a big time ex-basketball player. So here they are, they got married. Carmelo, I don't know maybe what age Lala was, but Carmelo was young, in his 20s. So I always say, I'm sorry, don't come for me for this. I always say, when we get married, or if you ever get married or you get in a relationship, you know what you're signing up for, right? If you're going to get married to an athlete and you date an athlete, please believe me, very few athletes don't cheat. I never caught my ex, my daughter's father that played in the NFL, I never caught him cheat. But at the back of my head, like they said, what you don't know doesn't hurt you and will not kill you. And I never used to think, for 2.5 years, I never thought, let me check his phone, let me do this. Because whenever I was around, most times, he was never disrespectful. And with me, I always say, if I'm dating you, I'm not going to look around. I'm not going to search around. I'm the type that what I don't know would never kill me or would never hurt me. I'm not the one, give me your phone, let me see who is that texting you. Yeah, I hear text or whatever. No, I'm not going to say give it to me or whatever. Because when I was there, it was respectful. It was a gentleman. Whenever we were together around each other, it was never, nobody ever messaged me. There was never a reason for me to think, even if people around me be like, oh, you know, when you leave, he's cheating. And I'm just like, I'm not going to think about that. I like how I feel when I'm around him, when I'm with him. And I think as human beings, that's how we should live our life. I think it's as a big headache when you listen to the outside noise in your relationship, first of all, and then imagine as a woman that is dating a pro athlete. It's even worse if you're the type that want to listen to the outside noise. Like you really listen to the outside noise, that relationship will never work. And I think with Lala, I think what happened with Lala, my opinion, right? My opinion. Don't know her, never spoke to her or anything. I think what happened with Lala was, I'm sorry, is that my opinion is like she succumbed to social media pressure. Do you know when you really enjoy men? Like, I know you guys are going to say, what? He had a baby on her. Yes, he did. I'll come back to that story. The time to enjoy men, the men that you marry to, like when you marry, especially like famous people, celebrities, rich men, wealthy men, even ordinary guys with 9-to-5 jobs. There's a lot of guys that people don't know, but they have great 9-to-5 jobs. They have businesses, but they're not famous. Rich, wealthy guys. I meet them every time. And they still give you problem. So imagine the famous ones, like the pressure on them. And they see, there's so many beautiful women in this world. And I read some comments sometimes, especially on the shade room, or they said, oh, it's because the man does not have self-discipline. Self-discipline what? No, it doesn't have, I'm sorry, it doesn't have anything to do with the man having self-discipline. It's just, I tell myself every time, if I was a guy, I would probably cheat. And it has nothing to do with self-discipline. Have you seen the beautiful women in this world? I'm beautiful. It don't matter what anybody says, right? I consider myself a beautiful woman, a presentable woman, right? And I always say there's no woman that is ugly. It depends on how you take care of yourself. And people think, when I say that, they'll be like, what? That's a lie. I'm like, I don't believe there's any woman that God created that is ugly on this earth. It's just how you take care of yourself. It's how you present yourself. It's how you carry yourself. Have you seen all the beautiful women go on social media? I know there's filter and all, but when you look at some women that are naturally just pretty, like, look at me, right? Look, the only thing I have, there's no powder, right? I'm just giving you guys an example. No one stitch of powder on my face, right? Look, the only thing I got is eyelashes, lip liner, and lipstick. Nothing else. You see? So, but most times people think, oh, she's wearing makeup. No. So there are some women that are just naturally pretty. Even if not the naturally pretty ones, just women in general, when they present themselves on social media, And these guys go on there, they're looking at these girls. You cannot blame them. This world is so many beautiful women. If I was a guy, I'm sorry to say, I probably would be one of those guys that would cheat. But the difference is I would treat my woman in my house, be it my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife, that I claim and I say I'm in a relationship with, I will treat her with so much respect. People say there's no cheating. Cheating and respect doesn't go together. Yes, it does. Say what you like. Leave your comment. We can talk. We can debate about this. I love things like this. Cheating and respect have things to do with each other. If I was a guy, I can be cheating, but my girlfriend or my significant other or would never know. There's another saying that says the most disrespectful thing is the man to cheat next door. That means in the same area. If you want to, you can hear some women saying sometimes, geez, at least if he wants to cheat, let him go far, where nobody that knows us or even I would never find out, right? So let's come back, right? Just trying to let you guys lay the foundations on for you guys and let you guys know how I feel. I always say when I come on YouTube, I'm going to be relating things that I talk about to my life or other people's life. Just in general, we all have different train of thought, right? We all think about things differently. We can have the same topic, but our vision and our ideas will be different from it. This is how I think and this is how I feel. This is my opinion about things that we all talk about in our kitchen talk, with friends, with family, with people that we meet outside. And this is my stand. This is what I think. And this, if it was me, this is what I would do. But now, Carmelo and Lala, they always got back. And then eventually, another news came up that somebody has a baby for Carmelo, right? Now, it's there now, like, oh, there's a baby. I was like, oh, this is it. Cheat on me if you want, but don't have a baby on me. That is my breaking point. That is my no. I always say, that's the only, there are some few reasons that I will leave the man I'm with. And having a baby, it's not bad enough, right, that you're cheating. I might even have an instinct. I might even know. There might even be proof. But depends on, there's a topic that I want to talk about if your man cheats, will you leave? Well, that's going to be another topic for another day. But having a baby, that just solidifies it. It shows it. Like, you can't even argue with people. You can't even say, I didn't know or I know. Because there goes a human right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? There goes a human right in front of you to prove that, yes, this is what you cannot have a baby on me. I think that was where Lala had a breaking point. I think that was where she was like, ding, ding, ding. I've taken him back so many times. He's embarrassed me on social media. But don't live your life also on social media. Don't worry. I'm never the type or the kind of person that if people knew who I was on social media, I would worry about what people say or think on social media, because social media is seconds or minutes. And most people that leave comments, most times, I'm sorry, if you ask them what comment they left, like tomorrow, they're not going to remember. People just leave comments. Oh my God, I'm not going to do that. Some people just leave comments to get response from people, from other people. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So I'm never going to let social media pressure me out of my happiness. I always say that. It will never happen. I'm sorry. Social media can never... Anyway, I'm Nigerian and I'm from Edo State, Benin girls. No. We are as tough as nail. Nobody can ever pressure me, especially not social media. People that I don't know and they don't know me. Or because they just heard something about me. I'm not going to read comments and go lose sleep over comments. No. But after we found out that it was a baby, there was a DNA, yes, it's his baby, I was like, yeah, she's leaving. This one, I actually side with her, she's leaving. But every other time that he cheated, to me, like, I know some of my friends sometimes, my friends, when I tell them, some of them call me and say, oh, my husband, my man, or whatever, cheated on me or is cheating. I just say, what are you going to do? And I'm leaving. I'm like, where are you going? The reason why I ask these questions is like, when I ask where are you going, most times it's because this guy is a good guy to my friend. You guys don't know. We see, family members see it when you're in a relationship. Friends see it when you're in a relationship. Your true friend will let you know if you should leave a good guy or not. If you should leave a bad guy that's not good for you. So, but having a baby, when you want to leave, I'm not going to tell you to leave as if you were my friend. If Lala was my friend, I would not tell her to leave, but I would definitely sympathize with her and tell her whatever decision she makes, I'm siding with her. But she left. Okay, she's gone. Now, people are saying, the reason why I'm talking about Lala and Carmelo, now, Lala divorce is just people's, what we all think, or allegedly, or my opinion, we think Lala finally left Carmelo because of the baby that he had on her, right? Okay. Now, Carmelo is recently was, the reason why I'm talking about this now is because Carmelo recently was inducted into a basketball Hall of Fame, right? With the jacket and all. He came with his 2 kids, his son with his ex-wife, Lala, and his daughter that he had outside, because beautiful little girl, innocent girl. So when I read comments, they were like, oh, it's good. You guys don't even have to be leaving some comments. I'm not even going to say those comments here. I'm not going to say none of those comments here. But those are his kids. No matter how I don't feel no way about it. But when you read comments, it's like, I'm like, are these grown people, even kids will not write these comments. Will not even think, even if you think it, you will not write this comment down. But anyway, he's thanking his kids for making him who he is now. He's matured, and you can tell he's matured. He's grown. You barely hear about him negatively or women or whatever on social media, right? He's grown, he's matured, and he thanked his kids, his 2 kids, his son and his daughter, right? His little girl, beautiful. The girl looks just like his mother and looks like him. You know, Carmelo's daughter looks just like Carmelo and Carmelo's mom. You know, they showed their video, they showed their pictures. I was like, oh my God, Carmelo looks just like his mom. Why his daughter looks just like him and his mom? Look at God, look at God. This is how God works. You know what I'm saying? You cannot deny me. But anyway, he's thanking them, thanked his mother for being a solid mother, real solid, you know, thanks people that he wanted to thank and everything. Now, social media, I'm like, damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? Now, some people on social media are saying, oh my God, after everything that he put Lala through, he couldn't even thank her. Thank her for what? That's why I'm making this video. Thank her for what? Thank Lala. Carmelo Anthony, thank Lala for what? They divorced. They were married for years and years. He put her through whatever that from some of the stuff that we could see. She stayed. And I always used to say, if she leaves, she's not serious. But when he had a baby on her, I was like, yeah, if she leaves this time, that's fine. I support her. But the cheating part, I was like, no, if she leaves, she's not serious. Because this is why I used to side with her when she did not win. Yeah, she would get mad just like every other woman. She leaves. They separate for a little bit and she comes back. He woos her back, as a man should do. You know, he loved her, probably still loves her. But she stayed, and I was like, yeah, good job for staying. But when the baby came, I was like, yeah. And I supported her for whatever decision that she made. I was like, yeah, that's okay. I'm sorry, I'm looking at something here, a message. Let me take it out. Sorry, guys. But now people are saying, oh, you should have thanked her. I'm like, thank her for what? Was it wrong that he had a kid on her? Yes. And they divorced. And they went their separate ways. Now they're just raising a wonderful son together. And getting along well from what we can see sometimes, right? But why should they thank her? He wasn't the one. She wasn't the one. He was already a pro baller when she met him. He thanked the people that he was supposed to thank. Okay? He was already a pro bowler when Lala met him. So what is he thanking her for? She was never there when he was going to those night and day practices. He was already a rich guy in the NBA when she met him. And they had their time where God says it was their time. They had their time years together. And God says it was their time to go their separate ways, and they went their separate ways amicably. So what is he thanking her for? They've been divorced for like more than 5, if not 10 years now. What is he thanking her for? Thank you for me cheating on you. Have you guys ever thought, because sometimes the people are leaving comments and saying stuff, or people like some content creators, when they're saying stuff, I'm like, do you guys ever like refer it, if it was me, will I say thank you to my ex-wife? Now, there are some things that you say thank you for, right? There are some things that you will say thank you. Depends on the role she's still playing in your life. But he didn't say thank you because she's probably, my opinion, she's probably not playing any role anymore, except for being a great mom to their son. I didn't listen to the whole speech that he made. I just saw on social media why people were saying he didn't thank Lala. He didn't thank Lala. I'm like, for what? He can thank both of his kids' mothers. He can thank both of them for giving him great kids, or whatever role that they're playing right now as the mother of his kids. And then if Lala is still playing a great role, or some significant or important role that he deems important, that he sees like, yes, when I make this speech, I need to thank her for, you know, the role that she's still playing, other than being my son's mother and being a great mom. I need to thank her. So let's not talk about he needs to thank her and make it a social media big deal. No. And I like how they both ignored it. Because those are some of the things that should never be addressed. When you see it or hear about it, you laugh and you keep it pushing. No, he shouldn't have said thank you or thank her for nothing. So you guys can revisit it and start talking about, what is it think? These are the same people, right? I feel like we as human beings, it's like, damn if we do, damn if we don't, right? If he had thanked Lala, I can bet you these people that are saying, oh, he didn't even thank Lala for all the things that I put her through all these years, blah, blah, blah. These are the same people I can guarantee you, most of the time, the way humans work. What is he thanking her for after what he put her through? I don't want his thank you. If I was Lala, I would tell him to put his thank you in a you-know-what. I don't want his thank you. No, he doesn't need to thank Lala. Their life was good when they were together. Now it's done. Their life is still good, but separately. Let them be happy. Let them be. He doesn't need to thank anybody that he doesn't want to thank, especially not his ex-wife. So when we talk about people, how we want people to react, how we want people to think and feel, we should always remember to think about ourselves too, you know. Like if it was me, if it was you, will I do what I'm writing down? This comment I'm putting down, will I do it? I can be an impulsive person in some things, but when it comes to humans, I'm very careful with how I move, with what I say, with how I expect people to feel, with what I expect people to say or do. Because I always say, if it was me, what will I do? You know what I'm saying? If it was me, will I do that same thing? So no. Carmelo wasn't supposed to thank Lala if he didn't want to. He didn't. So it's obvious the reason why he didn't. So I'm going to end it here. If you're looking for homes, or if you're looking to sell your home, or you want to buy a home in Texas, let me know. Contact me. And please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. We can argue, we can debate, but let's be respectful about comments, please. We're all entitled to our opinion, to voice what we think, voice our opinion, but let's be respectful about it. Let's treat others the way we would like to be treated, okay? I don't want meanness. Let's talk about how we feel, but in a respectful way, okay? So please hit that subscribe button, share my videos, like it. So I just started on YouTube. I'm still trying to get my feet wet and get out of the wetness from my feet. So if some of the videos are shaky and I'm kind of like, okay, hold on, bear with me. The more I get into this, the more I get better at it. So please hit the subscribe button. Watch out for more of my videos. The only way you can see my videos is if you subscribe. So please subscribe. I have a lot to say. I have a lot of life lessons. I would like every one of us to share with each other. I would like to share my life, my thoughts, things that go on in my head, things that I see, my opinions about stuff. So hit the subscribe button so you can always get that ding, ding, ding when I upload a video. Okay? So at some point, hopefully I can go live sometimes. You guys have a wonderful weekend.